acting help to stretch your creativity?
I like to look at people and guess what's in their mind, who are they, what do they do, like an investigator, like a private investigator, So when I started working as an actor, it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit to look at people, watch people, not judging, but just watch. Maybe this person's not having a good day. What could happen? The imagination starts in my head. So when I want to create a character, I will go out and really see people, spend time sitting down and watch people, and sometimes I'll get inspirations. Like I wouldn't find one person and say that this will be the character that I'll be playing, but I would see different little things that people do, and I'll just pick up a few. I think this one is good for this character. I think this one is suitable for this character. Then I'll pick and choose and eliminate, and then I think this is her.
Have you always wanted to be an actress?
I think Jun Wei asked me this question also. I only remembered actually recently. When did I want to become the person inside the TV? That was when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I was watching a film from Taiwan, and then it was a very touching film, and I was crying as an audience. I was crying so hard, and I was so shy. I don't dare to let anyone see me crying. So and there was a thought in my head and say, if I become the girl in that TV, I wouldn't be shy to cry.
I think it's an honor, and when I was telling my friends about it, fellow filmmakers about it, I suddenly realized that to list 20 individuals in a book like that, we also have to realize that it's not an exhaustive list of people who have contributed to the film community. I think to say we are representatives also, I feel a little bit, it's very flattering, but at the same time, I think it is not a full representation of the people who work in the community. So I think that just shows how much potential there is for film in Singapore.
Do you think Singaporeans in general are a creative community?
Yeah, well, I think creativity comes from within. I think especially when it comes to filmmaking, it needs to be the stories need to be personal enough. It need to be subject matters that filmmakers understand. The filmmaker him or herself understands. So I think as long as someone is sincere in his works, I think creativity and talent. Honestly, I feel it is a little bit overrated. I think a lot of it comes from sincerity. So
wanting to get something out and being earnest about getting your emotions and feelings out. Can I say that?
Yeah, pretty much.
So for people who actually are very creative, but they do not dare to be creative because of the society that we are in, what would you like to say to them?
What's stopping you exactly?
I don't know.
Really no one is stopping you. You don't have to do this professionally. I think there are individuals in the film community today that didn't start this professionally. They were something else before, and then when it probably got better for them, they decided to take this on professionally. So I think whatever creative industry, whichever aspect of the creative industry you are interested in, I think there's no harm exploring. Really, I think to me it nourishes my soul.
感觉就好像现在感觉突然间变成一个虚构人物了，可是里面写的东西又很真实，所以就有一点像是一个感觉自己在一个纪录片里面这样子的，然后很热闹，都是同行，然后也很新鲜哦，就跟整个这个 concept My Creative 这个 room 很贴切啊。对， 这样觉得。
所以创作对耀光来说是怎么样的？你是不是把自己关在一个房间，后来一直想那个 ideas， 或者你是像这个谭萍萍一样会出去拍 series， 或者是找一个地点，后来就走啊走啊走啊，后来就那个点子就慢慢的。对，
我的是蛮极端的啦，就是我开始的时候就会跟朋友聊天啊，然后或者是看电影啦，然后当我可是真的想到东西的时候呢，我就会先跟朋友谈了一轮之后，就会把自己关在家里了，关上好几天了，直到我逼自己写出东西了。如果没有写出东西，就不离开电脑，不离开家里。非常就好像在监狱里面这样的生活了。
就是逼自己有一个故事出来，是吗？
对哦，因为我相信创业也需要很大的纪律了。我觉得一个丰富的人生很重要了，所以对我们来讲，我们也不可能说去犯错啦，去搞破坏。所以我觉得最好的就是去谈恋爱，然后尽量的失恋。也不是鼓励人家滥交in our love， 然后对你的创作会不同哦。我觉得你一个人在谈恋爱的时候写的东西不一样，失恋的时候写的东西不一样，暗恋的人家的时候写的东西也不一样。
Well, when Danny first approached me about this, I don't really know much about it, but he says that we're doing something and we're trying to raise funds for the Singapore International Film Festival, and they're featuring like 20 people that is often unseen. And I think it's just great to be in the book. I'm really honored to be in it. I'm really new to the industry, but I think it really gives people who own the book eventually. You should buy the book because they're raising funds for SIFF, but more importantly, you get to know people who you often don't get to see in front of the camera. Except the last one with Yen Yen, of course you see her often. But every one of us,
very high profile, isn't it?
But every one of us, you get to see what we actually do, how we think, and what we're trying to do for the industry in the whole.
What kind of change do you hope to make?
Well, I think it started out with myself and the co-founder of Cinema, Nicholas, that we opened a place for Singapore cinema, for Singapore films. That's one small change that we have made. But I think, it needs more than individuals like us to do it. It takes a lot of people to make the little small changes, whatever it is, however minute it is, and change for the better. And ultimately, if it's to increase the creative level of our culture, I think that's one of the most important part of it. I think we have faced many years as a progressive nation in many ways, but we haven't reached a state where we are progressing and finding our identity. And I think a lot of filmmakers, creative people, because I started as a graphic designer, a lot of people, we start out like trying to find that niche, that creative edge that we have. And it's just
difficult?
I think we have not found it yet. Okay. I think, we're still exploring, and it's kind of cultural identity that is going to be very unique to us. And it just takes time. It's not an instantaneous thing, but overnight you can create a culture and all that, be it film culture, be it whatever. I think it just takes time and for it to mold and for it to happen, and allow ourselves to be a little bit more patient.
That's right. Those are the 4 talents that are featured in this book, My Creative Room. And you've just joined us. The 3 authors of the book are here with us in the studio, Danny Yeoh, Kong Kam Yok, and Chu Boon Leong. Now, what inspired you guys? What are these, what do the 20 media talents inspire in you guys?
I think to me, the important thing of all these 20 people, I think, is sincerity, because I think the way they make their films or their music or their writings or whatsoever, they show a sincere attitude towards their products, their work, and they're sincere about it, want to tell something. I think that's the important thing, and what we are trying to do through the book is to try to show them through their personalities and to tell their stories. That's all.
How about Kam Yok?
For me, it's the fact that they're all so different, and I think that's what creativity is about. It's not to be stuck in a rut. It's to be willing to go out there and just try something. Yeah.
What about Danny?
For me, I think there's something common amongst those that I interviewed. With creativity comes challenges as well. And it's because of their determination to solve difficulties, to solve problems, to overcome their fears. That gave me a lot of encouragement. And if they can do it, I think we can also encourage more people who are interested in filmmaking, in the media industry, to go forward and just face up to all the obstacles that they're going to have.
So what does creativity mean to each one of you, Danny?
Creativity.
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
It means not having constipation in the toilet. Yeah. So that's creativity to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so that things can just flow freely.
And try
so to speak.
many different things like Danny does.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Kamyuk?
It's a courage to, and also being a problem solver, I think. Yeah, that's what being creative is. You are being a very good problem solver.
Okay.
I think it's just to be daring and just do it. In terms of, like, you can have a lot of ideas, but at the end of the day, you have to do it. So I think that's what creativity means to me.
So does each of you have a creative room as well, where you hide inside and try to tune out creative works?
I don't know. I mean, I might have one. I mean, but like it's a virtual world to me. I mean, I just work on the computer and then just think of all the ideas and look through internet, all these things. I think that's what nowadays people are doing.
Kamyuk, do you think Singaporeans are creative?
I think yes and no. I think we are creative, but then we are not, or we are so conservative, or we are so shy about it that most of the time it gets hidden. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay. And Chinwei is a media lecturer. So can creativity be taught?
I think you need to have something in you, something special. And I think everybody is unique. For example, each of us, we have our own thumbprint, we've got our own facial features.
Yes.
So it's really up to that one person to discover for yourself what's your interests. And from your interests, you'll find your talents. So if you go according to what you're passionate about, I think there you'll be able to find your creativity. Even a housewife can be creative.
I'm sure. Yeah. Just like the 20 people featured in this book. Now, can you guys tell us a little bit, how do we get this book? Is it sold in the bookshops?
It's not so. Okay, what happened is all the monies will go to SIFF, and then we'll have conduct several talks for this book where people can come to the talk and buy the books. So there's a talk in this coming Saturday, 21st of March, at page 1. That's called My Creative Writing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have another talk on 29th of March at Substations, My Creative Producers, and another talk, the last talk will be at Kinokuniya, 4th of April. It's called My Creative Digital World.
Okay.
So audience can, guys can, all publics can come to the talks, and it's free, and then you can meet up with some of the creative industry people, and then you can buy the book.
So there'll be a dialogue going on between...
Yeah, there'll be a dialogue session with, among those people involved in the books. Yeah.
And how else could we get this book other than attending the creative talks?
I think tickets for the Singapore International Film Festival is already on sale.
Okay.
By buying a ticket to the opening film, that costs about $30, you get to watch a great film as well as get a copy of the book.
Okay. What do you wish to achieve for this publication?
Actually, I hope that this publication can create a dialogue. I think that's why we created a blog for it as well. The blog is very easy to remember. It's the title of our book, mycreativeroom.wordpress.com. I think what's more important is when film students or when readers or when moviegoers read this book, and if they get some inspiration out of it, if they have certain thoughts, I wish that they would put it down. I often tell my students that the two most powerful tools for a media person is pen and paper.
Okay.
So once you write down your ideas and then you can exchange it with other people, I think that's when you create creativity, which to me has got to do with people. So one person creates, another adds onto it, and then that's where a whole new creation comes out.
That's great. Thanks for sharing with us about creativity and My Creative Room. Thank you for staying with us today on RazorPop. Bye.
Yo, what up? It's RazorPop lah!